All right, shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel, Yasha Allah. All right. First and foremost, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukar Kadash. The name Yahweh, that's the true name of who the world calls God. Some people say Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, all this other madness. But his true name in Hebrew is Yahweh. Yahweh Shai's true name is Yahweh Shai, but the world calls him Jesus Christ, right? So today's topic is going to be the day of the Lord. What is the day of the Lord? Because the day of the Lord, bro, I was just doing a quick study before I started this lesson. The day of the Lord is mentioned in a lot of scriptures, bro, you know? So whenever these Christians talk about that all the prophecies, well, they say this, they really say this. They say the Old Testament is done away with. Really, what they mean to say, or what they're supposed to say, is that we're not under the Old Covenant, and the Old Covenant was really for the Israelites, anyways, you know, for you wacky tacky Christians out there. But the day of the Lord is mentioned all throughout the so-called Old Testament, and even some scriptures in the New Testament and the Apocrypha. But yeah, and these prophecies has not came to pass because the day of the Lord is going to be a dark day. And that's when Yahweh Shai, like it's the day of the Lord, it says, Yahweh, but really Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, he's going to send his only begotten son, which is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is really the one that's coming back, the Most High. He doesn't leave his throne like it says in the scriptures, all right? So the first precept I'm going to pull, because a lot of people think the day of the Lord is going to be like he's coming back to give hugs, slaps on the wrist, and all this other madness. No. He's coming back with vengeance, and he had war. Let me get that. Let me get that first. Revelation 19:11. All right, this whole chapter is speaking about Yahweh Shai. All right, and it says, "And I saw heaven open up, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True." And the he that is talking about is Yahweh Shai, right? And in the righteousness he doeth judge and make war, right? So Yahweh Shai, he's the one who's going to come and judge the world, and he's gonna make war with the world, right? Because he's angry. Let me get that real quick, all right? Just rolling through the spirit, you know. And what inspired me to do this lesson was I was watching the camp video, and that's what we was going into a little bit. I read a little bit of scriptures on it. I don't really get into deep in it, but this is Psalm 7:11. It says, "Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day," right? Now, the wicked, according to the Bible, when you read Malachi chapter 1, the wicked, that would be so-called Edomites, right? But really, 2/3 of our own people, they're wicked as hell, you know? So this applies to everybody who's wicked, really. So I'm going to read that again. Psalm 7:11, "Yahweh judges the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day." So he's not sitting up in heaven with a smile on his face, looking down on the planet that he made, you know, because this world is filled with wickedness, right? Let me get that real quick. These are not the precepts that I was supposed to go into, but hey, everything is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, right? 2 Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15:5, it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Why though? Why, Lord? "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth," right? So the reason why the Most High is angry and the day of the Lord is coming, and it's going to be a dark and gloomy day, it's going to make bitter and mighty men cry, is because for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled, right? So the whole world is wicked. Everybody is, they're in tune with their own sins and wickedness. Nobody wants to repent. So that's why the Lord is going to judge you very soon. Let me get this real quick. I wasn't trying to make this lesson long, but hey. Psalms 32 from the top. Where is it at? Slack it. I'm in Psalm 20. Let me get Psalm 30 too. It says, "Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered." Yeah, so you're going to want to be blessed to have your sin and your transgression covered in that day, you know? And really, this is going into the elect, because the elect, they were chosen from the foundation of the earth to already have their sins covered and blotted out, right? So now let's get into the topic, the day of the Lord, right? So the first precept I'm going to pull is it's in Isaiah, something right here. Go to Isaiah 13. Right. Yeah, Isaiah 13. It says, verse 6, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So the day of the Lord is going to come as a destruction from the Almighty, right? The powerful and terrible, merciful God, Yahweh. Therefore, verse 7, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. So that's self-explanatory, you know. Your heart is going to melt in that day, because it's going to be a dreadful day. Verse 8, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them, and shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, right? Verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, right? So this does not sound like what the Christian church teaches, that he's coming back for love and kisses and stuff. No. I'm going to read that again. Isaiah 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it, right? I'm going to skip to verse 11. And I will punish the world, right, for their evil, and their wicked for their iniquity, right? So we just read 2 Edges 15 and 6, or 5 through 6, that the Most High is going to send plagues, famine, and a sword, because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, right? So Isaiah 16:11, and I will punish the world for their evil and wicked, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease. Because in Babylon the Great, a lot of people, they're proud, you know. They have a proud spirit on them, you know. You can't tell them anything, right? So it says, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So Isaiah is saying what he said earlier. Let's get this. Isaiah 2:11. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 11. It says, the lofty looks of man should be humbled, right? And lofty is going into proud. And the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord, this is verse 12, for the day of the Lord of hosts, and host means of armies, right? Shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low, right? So if you're proud in the spirit, bro, what the Most High is going to do, he's going to bring you down, all right? Because the Most High tells you, Proverbs 6, he hates a proud look, right? And he hates a poor man that's proud, and he hates a rich man. I believe the rich man is a lie. I'm roughly paraphrasing, you know, brothers and sisters. But back to Isaiah 13, it says, yeah, so that day is gonna be terrible. Terrible, right? Yeah, so when you keep reading, he's gonna describe more is going on. So now we're gonna get Zephaniah, the book of Zephaniah, prophet Zephaniah, chapter 1:14. It says, Zephaniah 1:14, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and it hasted greatly, so it's coming greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly, right? So even the Most High's voice, you know, his voice is so powerful, it's like thunder, that when the Israelites heard it in the wilderness, they told Moses for you to speak to us, you know. We don't want to hear the Most High speak to us when you read Exodus 20. So it says, verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. The same thing Isaiah is saying, right? And this is a whole different prophet. Because really most of the prophets, they saw the day of the Lord, but they described it in a little different way. Very similar, but they just described it a little bit differently. So it says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, right? A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, right? And I will bring this distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord, right? So why is the day of the Lord coming? Because people have sinned. They sin against Yahweh and through his son Yahweh Shai, right? So they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood should be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Right, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. Right, so your money is not going to save you in that day. You know, you always got Jake talking about, I'm getting money. Where your money at? Where your money at? Well, you stupid nigga, money's not going to save you in that day, all right? What's going to save you is righteousness. And it says, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedily riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Right. Now let's get Isaiah 66. Before we get that, so I'm ready over here. Let's get, I'm ready over here. Let's get Malachi chapter 4. Malachi chapter 4 from the top. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, all that do wickedly shall be as stubble. What day is going to come that's going to burn like an oven? The day of the Lord, when the nukes come, all right? That's the only thing that's going to make this land hot, burn like an oven. Because the Most High, he already made a covenant when you read Genesis 9, I believe it's Genesis 9, about the rainbow, how he's not going to destroy the world again with water, but this time he's going to destroy the world with fire, right? And how is he going to do it? With those nukes, right? He's going to use Russia, Iran, and mainly China to destroy America, right? And other parts of the world. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yeah, all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Right. So that day is coming, bro. That day is coming, sure. So now let's get we're already over here. Let's get what's that? Joel 1 and 15. Alright, it's the book of Joel, chapter 1, verse 15. It says, alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right, the same thing Isaiah is saying in Isaiah 13. The day of the Lord is going to come like a destruction, bro. All right, that doesn't sound like a good thing. It is not for me. No, that's it on that. Right, so I'm going to read that again. Joel 1:15. Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall, and as a destruction. I'm gonna start over. Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right, so now we're gonna go to Joel chapter 2, the next chapter over. All right, and it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, right, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Right, so everybody in the land, they're going to tremble, bro. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Right, so the day of the Lord is going to be terrible, bro. You know, and when Babylon the Great is destroyed, this land is never going to be inhabited ever again. All right, and that's really going into the verse 1 is going into the nukes, because the day of the Lord, bro, he's gonna use the power. He's gonna use the nukes, bro. All right, because really, when Jacob's trouble kicks off, a lot of hell, calamities is coming, bro. When you read Second Esdras, 15 and 16 mainly, and chapter 9, but it's coming, bro. And he will use those nukes, because you got a lot of people that don't believe that Russia's gonna attack America. Well, you people just wait, because all the prophecies that they said will come to pass, right? Whether you guys believe it or not, like it says in Romans chapter 3, it's gonna come to pass whether you people believe. So let's get up Ezekiel 30. Verse 3, it says, for the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near. A cloudy day, it shall be the time of the heathen. Whew. So the day of the Lord is the time of the heathen, right? Just like it says in Obadiah 1:15. it says that the day, let me get that real quick. I don't want to paraphrase it. Hold up. Obadiah 1:15. It says, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, and shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head." Yeah, so the day of the Lord is upon all nations as well, because all nations will get their judgment for what they've done to God's chosen people, the children of Israel, which happens to be the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans of Indian and Negro descent. Those will be the 12 tribes of Israel today. Where was we at? We was in Ezekiel, I believe. It was in the book of Ezekiel. All right, Ezekiel 30. All right, Ezekiel 30 and 3. "For the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near, a cloudy day. It shall be the time of the heathen, and the sword shall come upon Egypt, and great pain shall be in Ethiopia, when the slain shall fall in Egypt, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundation shall be broken down." Right? Now, what's spiritually Egypt? America. Spiritually Sodom and Egypt, and all these other nations. So sometimes when you read the scriptures, like for example, Isaiah 19, that's really going into America. Now let's get already got that. Let's get Habakkuk real quick. No. Amos 5:18. Amos chapter 5 verse 18. It says, "Woe." And what does woe mean? Woe means destruction. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord." Right? So, because you got a lot of Christians out there. This is really talking about Christians. You got a lot of so-called, and we are really the true Christians, right? Because really, the word Christians, it was put upon them as a byword, right? They wasn't really calling themselves that. They were really mocking them. You read Acts 11:26, they were first called Christians in Antioch, right? So, but in totality, because Christian means a follower of Christ, Hamashiach, Yahushai, we're the true Christians. We're the ones that's really following what Yahushai said. So Amos 5:18, the reason why it's talking about them is because really they don't know what's going on, and they think that the Most High is dealing with them. You know, they think you can do whatever you want to do. It don't matter what you do. You can eat pork, do all this other madness. Well, we'll see, bro. Amos 5:18, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." So all these different prophets, bro, they're saying the same thing. Ezekiel, Isaiah, Obadiah, Zephaniah, Amos, right? They're all describing the day, Joel, they're all describing the day of the Lord as the day of darkness, bro. It says, verse 19, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him," right? So what that's saying is there's no escape. Even if you escape the sword, you escape it just to get killed by a wild beast. Or if you escape the wild beast, you'll just, die from a famine or something. That's ultimately what verse 19 is saying. You cannot escape the Lord. All right? Once he has his judgment, his mark upon you, that's it, bro. Verse 20, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and not brightness in it?" Right. So, hey, bro, the day is coming, bro. The day of the Lord is near, right? And I really hope this lesson is edifying to the sheep, to get in that spirit, because the Lord's not playing games, right? And that goes to me as well. We all need to begin into that spirit, Jeremiah 46. At 10, it says, "For this is the day of the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him of his adversaries," right? Enemies, and the sword shall devour it, and it shall be sated and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord Yahweh of hosts have a sacrifice in the north country by the rivers Euphrates. Right, so even Jeremiah, bro, he's saying this day is going to be a day of slaughtering, bro. All right, let's get that real quick. Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66:15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, right? And now the Lord right here is talking about Yahushua, because we know that Yahushua, he's really the one that's coming back, right? He will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So when the day of the Lord comes, a lot of people's going to die, bro. Like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 9, as if a wave is greater than a drop, meaning only a few, bro, is going to be saved. You're gonna see way more dead people than people being saved. That's what he's saying. Right, in verse 17, and they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination, right? So eating abominable food, swine flesh, that's going into pork, pig. It says, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So this is a future prophecy, bro. That shows you that the Most High, his law still stands forever, like it says in Baruch chapter 4. So for the people that think you can do what you want and eat pork and all the other stuff, which is deeper than just pork, but we're just using that as an example, like Isaiah is saying, you're going to die in that day as well. Let me see any more precepts I got. Get this real quick. Mark 13. Slocky, I'm in the wrong chapter. Mark 13. Alright, so Mark 13. And I'm going to start at verse 24. But in those days, after tribulation, the sun shall be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. So when you read earlier in this chapter, his disciples came up to Yahushua and asked him, when is the end of the world going to come, basically? So he's just giving them signs, right? He talks about 70 AD, and he talks about the times that it's happening right now. And it says 25, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory, right? The day of the Lord. And then shall he send his angels, and he shall gather together his elect, right? And who's the elect? The Israelites. From the four winds, from the uttermost parts of the earth and the uttermost parts of the heaven, right? So the day of the Lord, bro, is going to be a day of darkness, and every eye is going to see him. Let's get that. Revelation 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye, who's the he? Yahushua, right? And it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, which is going into them chariots, right? And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And who pierced Yahushua? The Romans did, right? Which shows you reincarnation is real and it's true. And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, which means going into cry, right? Because of him, even so, amen. Right, so Yahushua is coming back to make war, like we read in Revelation 19, to judge and make war. And the day of the Lord is going to be a day of darkness, not a day of light. Let me get this last precept if I can find it. Habakkuk. I can find it. Habakkuk. Yep, Habakkuk chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, when I heard, my belly trembled. So prophet Habakkuk, he's getting a vision of the day of the Lord, right? He says, when I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones. So he was so shaken up. He was really afraid. And it says, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. Right. So Habakkuk is seeing a vision of Yahweh's return. He's very shaken up in the spirit, you know. He sees him coming back with the troops. He's going to come back with thousands and millions of angels, bro, you know? So that's a very terrible sight to even imagine, bro, you know? So with that, I hope the lesson was edifying, you know, to the nation of Israel. Shalom, on to the next one.